Hey everyone, welcome back to GL Spinners. Today I've got another new Spinner Day video for you. We are taking a look at the iFidget from Venom Defense and Design. So I've already done a video on the Tri-Fidget, and to be honest, out of the box on this, I prefer this bar version. But let me go ahead and show you what it ships in. Like the Tri-Fidget, it doesn't come in a tin or a carrying pouch, it's just got a branded baggie. But it's not like a cheap Ziploc that some come in, and they also include bubble wrap in this, so it gives a little bit of extra protection for the spinner itself. The label here has Venom's name, logo, and website on the front, and the opposite side has information about it being designed and manufactured in the US. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the spinner itself. So this is a mini bar spinner design, and it's a great size. The arms here you can see are the same as on the Tri-Fidget. It's also got the same buttons, just a different material. But again, this size is great for EDC. It's going to weigh in at about 52 grams, and that converts to about 1.8 ounces. And from end to end, it's going to measure in at 1 7/8 of an inch. So the first thing I want to point out on this is that Venom does a great job machining their spinners. Every part of this spinner is smooth. All the edges have really nice chamfers on them, and everything is just really soft to the touch. I can't find a rough edge or a hot spot on this one. One other thing to point out on the design is that there is a slight separation between the arms. Here in the center of the frame, you've got a small dip on both sides. And that's a little bit of a difference when compared to some other bar spinners. But I mean, overall, I'm just really impressed by the quality and feel of this one out of the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spin itself. It is well balanced and smooth like we've come to expect. You do get a small amount of bar wobble when moving vertically and horizontally, but with its miniature size, it's not going to be as much on a standard bar spinner. If you compare it to, say, the Valkyrie, which is much larger, the iFidget's wobble is almost non-existent. You can see though, it is pretty thick for its size. The buttons just barely clear the thickness of the arms, but I like it and I think it matches the spinner well. One other note to point out is that, like on the Tri-Fidget, they do have milled out areas here for tritium vials if you'd like to install them. So let's talk about this thing in hand. Honestly, it's great for fidgeting. The size allows you to fidget with it however you prefer. It's a bar spinner, so I like to pull spin them, but with that tiny groove, you can still balance it on your middle finger and give it really nice flick spins as well. Overall, just again, the machining on this one's excellent, so it feels great in hand, and I mean, it's just a top-notch fidgeter. As I pointed out before, the buttons are the same as on the Tri-Fidget. They're concave with a little bit of texture on them, but they're pretty large for the overall size of the spinner. These are aluminum, and they are threaded. Underneath, you can see a shielded hybrid ceramic bearing. It is set in place with adhesive, so again, it's not my favorite, but it's kind of what I've come to expect on more expensive spinners. One difference here between the versions, though, is that there are no cutouts on the bar. The Tri version had some cutouts that were hidden by the buttons, but they left it off the bar, and it's got its full frame weight. So as usual, I took it out of the box before the video, did some table spins. Mine averaged around 3 minutes. Not the longest, but this is designed for, fidgeting, not necessarily long spin times. But just so you know, if you do swap out the bearing, you can probably increase that spin time. But again, it's just a difference in the design. So let's go ahead and compare it to some similar spinners to give you a visual on its size. Here on the right is my Stubby. The Stubby is another small bar spinner, and you can see it is a little bit larger and the arms are definitely wider, but they have similar characteristics. The spin feels very similar, a little bit of wobble but not too much, and the machining on these two is extremely well done. Here on the left, I've also got the Fidget HQ Zen Duo. It's a slightly smaller frame, but again, very similar spin characteristics and a similar, mini bar design. One big difference between these three though is the price. They vary greatly. Here on the left, you're looking at $15 for the price. This iFidget runs $60, and the stubby's gonna run you 95 pounds. And if you convert that to dollars, that's about $125. But honestly, they're all great in their respective price ranges, and which one I would recommend is just gonna depend on your budget. So the iFidget has really impressed me out of the box. I had high expectations after purchasing the Tri, and it lived up to all of them. It's a great fidgeter and it feels great in the hand. This one's definitely going to be in my EDC rotation, and it might even make an appearance in my upcoming top 5 update. I'll have a link down in the description below to Venom's website if you'd like to purchase one. They're available in aluminum, brass, copper, stainless steel, and titanium. They're also going to range in price though from $30 up to above $100. They typically have about a 2-week lead time on orders and are usually sold out, so keep an eye out on their website if you want to pick one up. I'm not sure when their drops are, but you might just have to get lucky. So let me know what you think. Do you have one? Do you prefer the bar or the Tri? As always, put your questions down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Be sure and give me a like, as it always helps, and be sure and subscribe if you want to see more spinner content and reviews. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.